There was a boy who grew up in a mansion, and he never, ever in his life saw how bread was made. He always thought that bread was growing on trees. He thought that that's how bread is made. I mean, he never saw bread. He was living in the laps of luxury. They served him bread, fresh bread every morning, and he thought that's what the bread is probably growing on trees. And one day he comes to the kitchen, he walks into the maid's quarters, and he sees there's a bowl. And inside the bowl, he notices there's kernels. And he says, what is this? And they explain to him, well, this is how we make bread. We take the kernels, and then we grind them, and we make them into flour. And then we take the flour, we mix it with the oil and the water, we put it into the oven, and we have beautiful challah, we have beautiful bread. It's, wow, it's amazing. I didn't know that's how bread is made. And one day this boy is walking outside, he walks past a farm, he says, I've never got to see what it means to be a farmer. I want to see what is the farmer's life. He goes to the farm, and he comes up to the farmer, he says, can I just see, how you work? I want to see what you do in the farm all day. He says, yeah, but please, just don't ask me any questions. I'm very, very busy. You can stand on the side and watch, but you can't ask any questions. So the boy agrees. He says, I'm not going to bother you. I'm not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to watch you. So he wakes up 5 o'clock in the morning. He hears some noise, and he hears the farmer's on his tractor, and is plowing the field. He says, what is he doing? It's a beautiful field. It's straight. And now he's making holes in the ground. What is the farmer doing? He's destroying his own field. He couldn't understand it. He thought that the farmer was crazy. And then, next thing he knows, the farmer goes inside, and he comes out with some kernels. He says, that's life. What is he doing with those kernels? And he starts taking those kernels, and he starts throwing them out. He's like, you can make bread with those kernels. What is he doing? And he's taking those kernels, and he's throwing them into the ground. He's like, you're wasting kernels. He just threw 50 kernels on the ground. And then he goes inside. A few days later, he wakes up, and he sees there's wheat stalks growing out from the ground. He says, wow, it's a beautiful field. Now I understand what the farmer was doing. He was planting this entire time. Then he sees the farmer come out, and he comes out with a sickle. A sickle is like a knife. He starts cutting all the wheat. And he's like, I don't understand. This guy's really mashugana, really crazy. He just finally worked so hard to plant all this wheat, and now he's going to cut it? What is he doing? I better get out of here before I become crazy like him. It's contagious. Who knows? So he says, you know what? I'll stay a little bit longer. I just want to know where is he going at with this. And he takes the wheat, and he brings it to the threshing floor. The threshing floor is where you take the wheat, and you have to beat up the wheat. Why? Because the wheat has chaff. Chaff is like shells. You have to break the shells, and when they break the shells, there's kernels inside. And he starts beating up the wheat, and he says, oh my gosh, skillet Sreifa, his mom is going to all 4 death penalties on this wheat. He's like, what is he doing to this wheat? He's beating up this wheat? What did we do to him? And then he notices, the farmer takes everything that he just did, and he throws it up in the sky, and the wind comes and it blows away all the chaff, and all the kernels fall down. And he sees 50,000 kernels fall down. He comes up to the farmer, and he says, where'd you get all these kernels from? He says, I give the ground 50 kernels, and the ground gives me back 50,000 kernels. This is how I get 50,000 kernels. When we look at the world, we say, Hashem, what are you doing? You're beating up the tzaddikim. The tzaddikim are the people who are doing the right thing. And look, they're not having it so easy. Some people have it hard in parnasa and money. Some people have it hard getting married. Some people have it hard having children. But they're such good people. Hashem, why are you doing this to them? It's like Hashem is coming, and He's plowing on them. And He's coming with a sickle. And what are you doing, Hashem? What are you doing? But we don't see what God's going at. We don't understand why God is doing it. We weren't here from the beginning, and we're not going to be here till the end.